I'm Rich Walsh alongside Tim Benz, and if you're watching us, you're not watching the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs right now. I don't think that's getting a high rating around here. I checked it, and it didn't seem like a lot of people were watching it. But if you were concerned, it's 3-1 Bruins right now.
Bruins up front, 3-1 in this one. So that's unfortunate for all the St. Louis Blues fans who now have to fight each other like the Bruins fans fought each other. And I would take Jenna Fisher in a 3-round knockout over John Hamm. I don't know about you.
All right. Jonathan Banahaski just
got a good
tweeted
left
me.
hook.
Jonathan Banahaski just tweeted me, and he said, was Jimmy Anderson a better pitcher than Richard Rodriguez? I love this question.
Yeah, because on occasion,
think so. I don't know.
On occasion, Jimmy Anderson could go more than an inning without giving up a run.
Yeah.
And if he did, he gave everybody Kit Kats afterwards. So, you know, yes, I would say that Jimmy Anderson was more valuable in the locker room, if nothing else, for his candy stash.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, the only thing you get to give Richard Rodriguez, I mean, he actually looks like a baseball player, where Jimmy Anderson did not. But yeah, Jimmy Anderson, he had a couple quality starts.
Well, Richard Rodriguez is just as much of a softball pitcher as Jimmy Anderson looks like one with the way he's throwing them up there.
All right, we're going to go out to Mike. What's up, Mike, out in Oakland? What's up, Mike?
Oh, Rich, man, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? How you doing, Tim?
Good. Good. Thanks for calling.
I'm so depressed. You know, I know you're used to me kind of ranting for a couple minutes about the Pirates, but I just, you know, I'm starting to get like what you feel. I'm just resigned now. I mean, I think totally agree with you that the season's over. I mean, they're just, you know, yeah, they had injuries, but we've discussed this a few times over the past few weeks. I mean, the fact is, you know, the payroll is atrociously low. They didn't do anything in the offseason to really try to booster the pitching. You know, they hope for miracles. You know, they sent a bunch of cheap people and hope a couple pan out. And, you know, they did early on. You know, Lyles pitched very well in April, but he's not had a good May or June since. And, you know, same with you know, the bullpen. I mean, there's just too many cheap people that shouldn't be in the major leagues in the pen. And Neil Huntington today says, you know, that they didn't have enough depth, that we didn't properly evaluate our depth. And I mean, that's a similar theme with him. It's a similar theme. And then you add to the fact that the owner won't spend any money. So
okay, Mike, let me stop you there. You know, the owner doesn't spend money. We all know that, right, Tim? I mean,
right.
Well, then
Yes.
Why are people spending money to go see? I mean, what has to
because
change
it's a Major
here?
League Baseball team in a three-sport city. That's why. And you got the best park in America, and it's something outside to do in Pittsburgh. That's why people go. The analysis is no deeper than that. And if people keep staying away at the rate that they have stayed away so far this year, then maybe they'll be less inclined to sell off talent, as we were talking about earlier with Marte. But one thing that does concern me a bit about that is they have had some success here with the McCutchen trade, given what McCutchen gave the Giants as opposed to what they got back from the Giants in Kyle Crick and Brian Reynolds. They seem okay with Colin Moran at third base right now and somewhat enamored of Joe Musgrove. So they think they've done better in those big-name trades than maybe what they have, or at least good enough. So I think they'd be inclined to trade Marte or, God forbid, even Vasquez, who I saw bandied about as one of the potential relief pitchers to be moved at the deadline.
You can't fool me, though. I mean, they can't fool me. I mean, come on. Would much rather have Garrett Cole right now than any one of those guys.
I would.
Yeah, me too.
But for their purposes, knowing that they wouldn't have signed him, what they got back in return, they're okay with it.
Was a fourth pitcher and Michael Feliz, who might be the worst guy on their staff, and Colin Moran, who has an error every game.
Who, you know, might be part of the replacement process.
Yeah, Martin could be. Martin could be. I mean, I maybe it's early for maybe. You know, I'm just too reactionary. Maybe you know, I would try to deal Marte right now if I could. And start that. But, you know, I see where you're coming from.
There's an obvious answer in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you're right. But, you know, there might be a directive coming down from ownership saying we can't make any moves because no one's going to show up, and we need to have at least a couple people in the ballpark.
But in theory, if that keeps Brian Reynolds up here, he might be worth watching more so than Marte at this point.
All right, let's go out to Chuck out in Uniontown. What's up, Chuck?
Good evening, Rich and Tim. Thank you. Rich, you hit it on the head a few nights ago. The only problem is that guy in the top seat. He needs to be sent to outer space somewhere and never, ever return. This guy's a disgrace to everything competitive professional sports is. He's nothing. He's a loser. He's a self-centered, lazy slob. That's what he is. But anyway, fellas, just think of this. There's only one team in the Central Division that has never won the championship.
The Bengals?
You know, the one thing that I want to do, I want to cover a World Series. I want to go to a World Series.
Well, they are leaving you out to dry. I mean, I think that's the important part that all the people need to care about is you have not had a chance to cover.
Yeah,
Nor have I.
And nor have you.
We're what matters here.
I mean, you had a shot when you were in Boston, right?
No, they were in last place.
Oh, geez.
They were terrible.
Maybe you're the problem. You know, I mean, I just don't see. I don't see. There's no end in sight for them being mediocre. I mean, I think we're just going to have to be resigned to the fact that they're going to be 500 for the rest of my career.
Yeah, well, your career, again, we are using the proper parameters here to look at through the lens of Richard Walsh's career here. But remember the line from Jack Nicholson in the movie As Good as It Gets, where he looked at my cousin Rich, Julie Benz, and said, what if this is as good as it gets? And that's as good as it was going to get in 2015.
I mean, but there was just so much excitement in 2014, 2015, 2013. I mean, if you're Bob Nutting, don't you want that to come back? Like, you got to have some pride. I think you have to. If you have that kind of money to be an owner of an NFL, MLB, NHL franchise, you need to have some pride and not treat it like a business all the time. You should want to win. You should want to win for the city. You should want to win for your fans. And you should want to win for yourself.
And for you.
And for me.
As we've
I want to go to the World Series.
Right. I hear that, Bob. Not for 325,000 people in the city and millions beyond that and your greater rooting demographic. You need to do this for Rich Walsh.
All right. Do we have time for one more call? Or are we going to go to break here? Let's go out to Bob in Clearfield real quick. What's up, Bob?
Many times, gentlemen. The opposing team has 25 Major League caliber players in their roster, and Hurdle only has about 20. The other five contributing nothing and just trying to hang on long enough to get into pension plan. The Pirates will always lose more than they win. When we replace players who have failed, other players who have failed repeatedly, the Pirates will lose more than they win. When you have an owner who loves the profit potential and the asset appreciation and the prestige of being an MLB franchise owner, but is terrified of the potential to lose a nickel in the pursuit of a championship, the Pirates will always lose more than they win. If past history is any indication, Arte will be traded, Dickerson and Cervelli will not be re-signed, and they'll be replaced with lower.
Well, I think Marte should be traded. I think Corey Dickerson should be traded, and I do think they should let Cervelli walk. I mean, I wouldn't pay him he's hurt half the time. I mean, that is kind of a waste of money, but
well, like you said before, it's funny, with the Pirates, you don't need that disclaimer that you have for like stocks or whatever when you go and make a trade, you find some number on television. Past performance is indicative of future results. You know what's coming.
You know, what's that business motto? You got to spend money to make money? Well, they're not spending money. I mean, on bobbleheads and fireworks, but I think fans...
And Cervelli.
And Cervelli. I mean, but fans, it's so frustrating. It's draining watching these games.
You're calling for a boycott, Rich. Is that
no, I'm not calling for a boycott. I don't want anyone to boycott you. I don't want to tell anyone what to do with their money. If you want to go to games, that's fine. It's just draining being a Pirates fan and watching the Pirates.
No more draining than being a Blues fan and watching this hockey game right now.
Well, the Blues have a chance to win the Stanley Cup, though. 5-1 now. Oh, man, it was 2-0 just a minute ago, it seemed like. All right, we got to take a break. Back with more phone calls coming up next. Stay right there.